Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris P. with Dork Daily, here along with the Delco Dork himself,
Gabe.
And today we're going to talk about an extremely goofy movie. The idea for this came about. We did a retrospective a little bit earlier this year on a Goofy movie for its 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary. And then this was...
Check that video out.
This was kind of in the era of the direct-to-DVD, direct-to-VHS sequels, renaissance, if you want to call it that, for Disney movies. So I want to say that started like in the mid-90s.
Late 90s.
Mid-90s. Like,
I definitely started remembering when like there was a Fox and the Hound 2 and the Lion King 1.5 and all that other stuff.
Well, I think the first one was Return of Jafar.
Jafar, yes, you're right.
That was the first one. And then this one, I think for a while, up and I think till the mid-2000s, I think.
Probably until Michael Eisner left.
Nowadays, it's funny, we say like everything is a live-action remake. Back then, everything was an
direct-to-video sequel.
Direct-to-video animated sequel. So this was one I didn't really know much about. What did you know about this, Gabe?
Very little. I remember catching pieces of it years ago on the Disney Channel, well over 2 decades. I was like, oh, it's like Back to School with Max. Goofy gets a relationship with a librarian there, and there's X Games involved. And boy, is it all over this movie, for better and worse.
Yeah, it's just so interesting how big Extreme Games were back in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I put it out there for a reason. You were never really into skateboarding, were you?
I wasn't. No, I tried to skateboard one time, and I just
Did you play the Tony Hawk games?
I didn't really play those. No.
Oh, so I was skateboard. I wasn't good at it, but we had fun anyway. And that was the era. Like when Tony Hawk hit the 900, I was like, okay. That's like big news. That's huge news. So
my friends skated. I was not a skater. I was better on rollerblades,
rollerblades are in this too.
But yeah, that's true. I was better rollerblader. Yeah. So an extremely goofy movie. Off the bat, the good. I like that it showed growth from the first one. I think and this happens as you grow up. Max is definitely a little more bearable in this one than I think he is in the previous Goofy movie because he's grown up a bit. It's been a few years. He's still a little immature, but I think he's a little nicer to his dad than he was. He was kind of insufferable.
Kind of disagree with you here.
Really? Okay.
I think Max is the worst part about this.
Interesting.
Like, you make the excuse that he's still a teenager. At the end of the day, when you're that age, the smallest problems are like the world to you. They do like an exhibition, like a qualifier, and Goofy gets recruited by villain team. And because they rigged up his skateboard, he got a better score than Max. Plus, he followed him to college. Shows he's like, I can't escape my dad. But at the same time, it's like, he had an excuse back when he was 14. Now he's like a dick.
He was worse as far as Max as a character. He was way meaner to his dad, I think, in the first Goofy movie.
There's a lot of stuff too with Max that I want to get into because this feels like it's more Goofy centric, where it's shared with the two of them. Even though Max is doing all this stuff, this is more around him, and he is the bigger character, of course. Max feels like he's just like there for purpose, like not existing as Goofy's son. He really just wants to be good at X Games, and that's about it.
Well, I think just Max is more of a supporting character in this one. I think in the original Goofy movie that the main character, the protagonist, is Max. I thought it was great that it kind of focused on Goofy, getting a college degree and meeting a girlfriend. Max finally has a mom.
All those ideas are good, but they don't dwell on a lot of them that long. There's some cute stuff, but it just feels like everything gets set aside to a smaller degree for the sake of the X Games competition. And look at the animation of all the neat, stuff they do with skateboarding and rollerblade. Yeah. Like the Goofy stuff with his girlfriend. I'm all here for it. It only feels like it's just a small part of the plot.
Yeah, they really, really focus on the X Games stuff. And I think that was to appeal to the demographic.
It almost feels like this movie is more dated. It feels more 2000s than that felt 90s.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I think the first Goofy movie was a bit timeless.
Powerline looks like a pop star from the 90s.
Sure.
But
aside from that, though,
MTV references. That's about it.
Yeah, we got a Gilligan's Island reference. Apparently, they have a Gilligan's Island in the world of Disney
and ESPN,
and apparently that was all inhabited by dogs as well, dogs and cats.
Yeah. Also, we just always like to see these little Easter eggs because the animation department likes to do it. There's a brief bit in the beginning where Goofy's sad that Max is going to be leaving. It's his last morning at the old house. And he whips up breakfast for him, and on the table is Mrs. Potts.
Yeah.
And also, like, Max is trying to look for some nice clothes, and Goofy's there to have like Mickey printed underwear for him. So they're still there.
Gotta have it. Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Mickey Mouse also gets a shout out.
Yeah.
In this again. Not so much a cameo.
You would think Goofy and Max would be a little more famous since they were legitimately seen on video on a concert with like a huge pop star, but then they're just living modest lives, I guess.
You know, fame comes and goes, man.
Let me
tell you about that.
I guess.
But no, I thought Max was nicer to Goofy in this one. I mean, I like, there's still some moments where he's a little bit annoying, but there was a, I know there's a moment where his, Max's two friends, what's the guy's name? PJ and
Bobby. But like, let's be real. You know him as Bobby, but like literally it's Disney Pauly Shore.
It's Pauly Shore. Anyway.
It's crazy. We went the whole last video about the Goofy movie. We never talked about him once.
Right. And he has arguably a much bigger role in this one.
Well, he's still their token stoner friend because he's driving that VW bus. And I mean, come on.
Yeah, those guys are deaf. Well,
he even has another cheese reference with pizza this time.
Like, I think Goofy's doing mushrooms at some point because...
Oh, yeah, he's got like a trippy sequence where he's like thinking about Max lovingly, and it's like, come on, get happy from the Partridge Family.
Yeah, it's got like rainbows, and it just reminds you of those like those pot scenes or those mushroom scenes from
another thing that's interesting too, and we didn't talk about this, but a Goofy movie obviously has a bigger budget because it was theatrical. But in terms of the music, we don't have the characters sing like the musical style songs. It's all like pop songs and some covers.
Yeah.
Like Knock on Wood's on there, and what was the other one? Future So Bright, I Gotta Wear Shades.
The end credits, what was that one? It's all right, we gotta get right.
Yes,
where we started from.
Also, Groove Thing plays, and Goofy has this disco sequence, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's good to see that he can dance.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting angle, like, because you kind of predict. It's kind of predictable that if Goofy goes to college with Max, that Goofy's going to embarrass him. But then that he actually kind of upstages him in popularity. In a sense, it's kind of
And then Max is already ready to transfer. Can we talk about Goofy's financial status here? Goofy's had a new job this time around.
He got fired from the Photoshop. I guess
he's working now doing toy assembly line. He gets fired from that. He's got enough money to go to college, I guess, and pay for Max. And then what was the other one? He bribes. He wanted his song played at the cafe club to do the disco scene. He's looking like he's at least throwing up $100 bill. I'm like, Goofy, where's all this damn money coming from?
Unemployment, man.
I guess.
Unless he's in the unemployment office.
I guess. PJ gets a love interest. It's cute.
He does? Yeah, good for PJ.
Yeah. The majority of the returning cast, like voice-wise, like Bill Farmer's there, Jason Marsden's there.
I think it's pretty much, and Jim Cummings.
Like
10 characters.
Rob Paulson, and of course, Pauly Shore. But then we get Phoebe Newworth, who is Goofy's love interest. Marple, her name is.
She's famous for...
Lilith from Cheers and Frasier, but also the aunt from Jumanji.
Yeah, and I also knew her as she is Annabelle in All Dogs Go to Heaven. In the second All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Okay. And Brad Garrett, too. Brad Garrett's like the big burly guy who works for the Gammas. He's doing his Fatso Ghost voice.
Right. There's different inspirations here. Like, it kind of, in a way, reminded me a little bit of Monsters University, where it's like, hey, let's just take these characters and throw them into college.
Yeah.
So, like, you have Brad Garrett's character is basically like Ochre, where, like, he's a bad, tough guy, but then he joins the nerds kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Lars. He's kind of like a Lars.
From, yes.
Yeah, from Heavyweights. So, how did you feel about Roxanne not being in it?
That's the thing. That's another thing that pisses me off. Like, Max, okay, if you're in and out of an artist, that's one thing. Like, you had a life-changing experience. The whole point of the first movie was that Max he dug his grave, but he wanted to get on stage with Powerline to impress Roxanne. Now, pay attention to this, Dork Daily. Keep an eye out for this. I've had this thought, and I told him about this. If you're of a certain age, we grew up with Max. We started with Goof Troop, and now we're well into his college years. And also, I distinctly remember him being the valet for the House of Mouse. And there's some canon there where Roxanne is in and out, and they're not dating each other. One could argue maybe Max, you have that lover spat, and you're not together for a while, and they ultimately reconcile, which I think they might do, or maybe not.
That was my marriage. That's my marriage.
There you go. So I want to be on the lookout for this, folks. I'm going to do the history of Max Goof in an upcoming video. At least I think.
Why don't we just do that today? Or do we not have time?
Oh, it's going to... I'm going...
Okay.
I'm going into Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas territory with
Okay.
This. Yes.
Got it.
So that's one thing that bugs me. He's no longer into Powerline. Automatic reduction in points for no Powerline. But, that annoyed me. Like, it's good... like you said, he was our main character focus in a Goofy movie. So it's good to see like PJ and Goofy get love interest. All the subplots are there. They just feel undercooked.
Too much on the X Games.
Too much on the X Games.
I think if you kind of gave the other ones a little more time, this
like, it's cool. It's like, hey, it's skateboarding and.
But here's the thing with Roxanne though. That makes sense to me. When I was in high school, I dated girls. When I was in college, I dated different girls.
Right.
So I didn't have as strong as a relationship as I might have had in high school. It didn't carry on until college. And as some people do.
He snuck into a concert and danced with one of the biggest pop stars in the world for her. Did you cheat, Max? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
With who? With the class president?
Maybe. No, well, she was flirting with Bobby at the end of a Goofy movie. Remember that?
That's right.
They grabbed the cheese can together. It really grinds my gears. But it's like, man.
But how many years after? I mean, he was like probably like.
He was a freshman in high school. So it's like only like it's like 3-ish years later.
So that's a long time. I mean, high schoolers don't usually stay together.
I know, but we were really, that's the whole point of the damn movie. You want to see Max get on stage with Caroline.
But it happens, but it's a part of life. People break up.
I guess. That's one of the big things that let me down.
I'll tell you, I am still very good friends with a few people I dated when we were in high school.
Okay.
So that happens sometimes. You just grow apart. You kind of meet different people.
That's why I'm doing this video. Because he gets back with Roxanne, but then he doesn't, but then he does again, but then he doesn't. Make up your damn minds, Disney. Anyway, we've gone off on enough of the tangent.
Yeah. Overall, I would say it did not have the heart that a Goofy movie.
No, it doesn't. Like, there's moments it's cute, and it's like, it felt way too melodramatic in the beginning. They laid it on way too thick. Like, Goofy was crying his eyes out. I'm like, we gotta build to that. And then it's just like, that's all just like really sweet stuff. And then at the end, it's just like, I got to celebrate my dad because we beat the douchebags in the fraternity at skateboarding.
Yeah, I mean, it was a Goofy movie, a movie that needed a sequel, not necessarily.
I want a Goof Troop movie, and I want everybody involved. You know what I want? I want sort of like this, but now Max has to go to older Goofy for wisdom with his son. We got older PJ. He could still be with the Beatnik girl. I want to see Peg and Pistol. I want to see Powerline back, and I want to see Match with Roxanne, damn it.
Well, you need to tweet that or X that at the creators because
Disney doesn't care about proper 2D animation anymore.
No, they're going back to it.
Oh, why? Because they realized they were pissing too much money away on movies that tanked?
Apparently.
Yeah. I don't want to turn this into a Disney rant either, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
I got to assume, there's with all those other direct-to-video sequels of like Fox and the Hound 2 and all that other stuff, I'm sure it's probably better than those.
It seemed better than those. Yes, I
still kudos to them when Bill Farmer has like sweet moments. Because like when he dips into that Goofy voice, it's still there, but you're like, I mean, the guy's been doing Goofy for damn near 40 years for a reason. Yeah. So that's always there. So I thought it was fine.
I've seen Jason Marsden and Bill Farmer like on all these podcasts this year.
They were doing they did like a promotional video to talk about the 30th anniversary. We should have watched the documentary.
Yeah.
Not just a goof that's on Disney Plus. I was very intrigued by that.
But I think somebody had said that they should do that. I know it's been talked about, but will Disney actually do it? I don't know. I mean, nobody goes.
Modest budget, man, it could make bank. Even on Disney Plus, it could be the top of their queue.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God. I would be like,
they love doing sequels so much. So. But anyway, that's an extremely goofy movie.
Extreme.
Available on Disney Plus. Check it out.
Or get that really cheap DVD off of eBay like I did. Yeah. And man, did that take you back when we were watching the old DVD menu? Oh my God. The trailers.
The trailers.
Yeah.
On there. Yeah. Yeah, that took me back. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please check out dorkdaily.com, youtube.com/dorkdaily, and come back and watch more videos with me and the Delco Dork himself. We'll see you next time.
Double cheese!